people, especially nowadays, like all they do is go to a party to stand around and flex. But when you go to a Fijiboi DLO party, you're going to dance.
Fiji Nation, stand up!
My mom, she pushed me to like be in music a lot. So my mom, she was one of the people like just threw me into different things. So she threw me into baseball, hated it. Threw me into soccer, loved it. So she started taking me to get piano lessons. That was the one thing I told her I didn't like, but she was like, "You good at it, keep going." And I hate it, honestly. I hated being on the piano. But you know, I'm glad she pushed me to do that because that piano was kind of what gave me my music choice I got now. School, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give DJ a shot. I was doing some small stuff here and there, like for my friends and stuff that were rapping. And we had a group called DDNC. I was pretty much doing everything. I was doing video work, audio engineering, DJing, creative director, stylist, pretty much everything within there. So that's kind of like what gave me that like drive to keep going and like pursuing like DJing kind of full time in a way. When I got to high school, I gave it a little break just because confidence-wise, I wasn't really thinking I would be able to, people would like the music I listened to. Because I was listening to stuff off of the radio, like 3-6 Mafia, old T-Pain and Plies and stuff, and everybody else listened to like Modern Really Lanes and that. So I just didn't think people would be really ready to hear my type of sound and music. So gave it a lesson in high school. Freshman year goes by in college. Sophomore year, I was like, you know what, let me actually really go through with this. My friend Mark, he gave me my first opportunity. He was like, yo, we throwing a party this Saturday, like, what's up? I straight, hey, let's do it. So that was like the real stamp, because at that party, people came up to me, and they're like, this your first time DJing? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, it's like my first party I'm DJing. And they was like, bro, you sound like you've been doing this for years now. And like, I just kept getting that like positive reinforcement from everybody I've been doing eventually in a time period to like really motivate me to be like, no, this is something that I like to do. This is something that I can see myself really going full forward and giving people like a true.
Him coming to us and letting us know he want to start DJing. We was the first ones to be like, yeah, do it. Like, why not? We don't have anybody on campus doing it right now. You are going to be the first, so I feel like this is a huge step for you. And you're coming from your hometown to another city that's huge.
We would be in parties, me and D-Lo by ourselves, getting lit to whatever song he was playing to that nobody was getting lit to, but I was still next to him at the DJ board, you know, turning him up and like rooting for him always.
For those that weren't there, Fijiboi started as a clothing brand before it became Fijiboi DLO.
I had a clothing brand called Pre-Season, but my staple was like these hats I was creating called Fijiboi hats. When anybody thinks of the word Fiji, you're thinking of like the island or you're thinking of the Fiji water. I knew off rip people were gonna think of me as like, oh, he named himself that because he's bringing the Fiji bottles in the class every day when we come to the high school. I wanted it to be a double entendre. I wanted people to think one thing and then slap it on them like, when you're thinking of those words, yes, you know, it might be the Fiji bottle, it might be the island of Fiji, but when you're thinking of those words, those are high quantity places, like those are the places you want to be, or the water, Fiji water is like a high quality water that you're drinking. I wanted that to be represented in my clothes. And then when I got into college, I was thinking about it. I'm like, I'm really chasing my dream right now. Like, I'm doing everything I wanted to do DJing wise. Like, really, Fijiboi represents my lifestyle at this point. So it makes sense for me to keep going with the name Fijiboi DLO. So really, Fiji represents like living your dream life, like going through, living it to the best quality that you can. it's like, yo, the new DJ in the city, I don't mind coming in and showing my work or testing myself out for you guys if you guys be interested in like having you come along. Nothing but unseen, nothing. So I'm like, dang, no one want to give me a shot? So I just took it as motivation. Like, I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna give you a reason to work for me then. So I made sure to keep track of who was saying or who wasn't saying that. And then boom, literally a year later, they hit my phone like, yo, come out to this club, yo, you bring your team out, you bring 50 girls, you bring that. Like, oh, now y'all want to work.
But granted, I get it, because like what I learned in my years now is like just having being able to have hindsight on stuff. So I understand why they were doing that. They didn't know me. I understand it, but granted, at that time, that was the fuel I needed to like really go hard.
Nasty. Y'all like them nasty. We like them nasty. Oh.
Viral pneumonia has hit central China's Wuhan city.
Centers for Disease Control says the coronavirus is going to spread in the United States.
Coronavirus.
COVID-19.
Coronavirus.
COVID really messed up my whole flow. I ain't gonna even front. COVID slowed up all the motion I had. Like everything was like, snowball in the correct direction. Like once you get that snowball going, it's going. But once you stop it, it takes a minute to get it back going again to that same momentum that it had. So I had to start from ground zero again. Because being a DJ, it's all about networking and people you know, like it's who you know. You might know a DJ, or you can look on Instagram, but you don't know what they do in person, and it's a word of mouth thing. So I had to build those connections back up from the ground zero, just to like get people confident in booking me again. There's gonna be stuff that gets in your way that unmotivates you, but you gotta just keep going hard, because that's the universe testing you to see how strong your passion is for what you want to do.
I didn't know anything about underground music, so DLO definitely like introduced me to that world. And I'm like, who's this guy? Like, we don't have to do. And then he like introduced me to his whole discography. Within the last 2 years, I want to say 2022 or 2023, he DJ'd for him in Charlotte at Street Commerce. And I was like, see, I told you, like, the artists you're playing are going to be the people that you're going to work with.
Like DJing for real activists, I say that was like my most proudest moment. I made it a mission. I was like, yeah, man, I want to be the underground king. So DJing for him really kind of stamped that for me in the city. He was like, yeah, man, like you a hard ass DJ and backing me up. So like, that's like somebody I look up to. And him saying like, I'm a good DJ, like it just made my day. I was like, you know what, I'm really doing my thing right now. Like I'm really becoming who I want to be.
All throughout college, he just was the forefront of any parties we had. Whether it be house parties or whether it be birthday parties, anything like a gym jam at our school, he was always a go-to person. So I think it kind of like made that party scene for us that we were looking for in Charlotte.
I feel like DLO brought back community. That's something that creative teams, I feel like across the board, are missing, especially now more than ever. He brought back, like, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to let go. It's okay to grab somebody random in the party and like, let's sing to each other, because why not?
You conquered a whole city in a span of 5 years.
If you ain't locked in, you know everybody ain't never gonna be tapped in. You dig? I mean,
the next step I want to see him at is doing festivals and possibly like commercial things, TV stuff, kind of like how Biz Markie or other DJs like Dr. Dre and stuff like that, they doing like commercial things. So I can see him doing a lot. You still have like a whole nother caliber of DJing that you haven't unlocked yet.
I see myself bigger than just DJing for other artists. I see myself as transcending being a DJ, but being an artist myself. Like the likes of Calvin Harris, Masego, you know, people like that. I want to bring real live music, like everything he's playing, stylistic-wise, and how he's delivering it to it. Even playing the saxophone while I'm DJing. I want to come and see him for that. I want to become the talent.
And I want to be booked at, you know, Bank of America Stadium. I want to take over these big festivals, Rolling Loud, Summer Smash, all that, Woodstock, you know, whatever. I'm going to see myself there soon.
Very soon.